James.
Steve.
Nice to see you here in this lovely MotoMusic shop. Just looking around, you obviously already grabbed a couple of guitars and had a little bash on various things. If you can, you just saying you don't go to guitar shops very much.
No, if I go, I'll buy something.
Yeah,
will
exactly. It's so tempting in here. There's so many great guitars.
Yeah, there's some great, fantastic guitars in here. There's some nice custom shop Fenders over there.
Yeah.
I like that Harmony Sovereign, but I've always liked them old Harmonies, the acoustic behind me. Yeah, there's some very nice stuff here. There's some nice Gibsons.
So what would you, what guitars do you naturally graduate to? Obviously the Telly is the big one.
Yeah, I like Telecasters.
So in terms of acoustics, you picked up a Dearneley earlier.
Well, I've got a Dearneley acoustic. I got a Martin D28 Clarence White, but I'm not really an acoustic player.
You sounded pretty good to me when you were bashing around and just now.
Just electric guitar licks, isn't they?
So what age did you move to electric then?
I started when I was 13.
Yeah.
And I started on electric. I had a Cruiser by Crafter Black Strat.
That was from your parents, I guess.
Yes.
It? So you're ever grateful to your parents for getting you up and running, are you?
But they're not, for all the noise, you know.
Yeah, fair enough. I know you got the Fenders now. The Daves and Freudian slip, the Tellys.
Yeah.
So you got 5 of them, I think. Is that right?
I got 3 Dearneley Telecasters, but I've got 16 Telecasters.
Wow.
Various things, old ones, reissues, etc.
Why would you have 16 then, James?
Well, why not? Did Picasso have one colour paint?
Do you pick one day by day? Is that
no, I just play the Dearneley ones.
Yeah.
But I like knowing they're there, you know.
Yeah. What's special about the Dave Dearneley guitars?
Well,
because I know you love them, you know.
You know, this one, for example, is Swamp Ash, so it's pretty light. Brazilian Rosewood. It's handmade, you know. He doesn't buy it. Like people say, oh, I've made a Telecaster.
Yeah.
But he makes them from scratch. And it's special, isn't it? And it's got the pickup configuration I like with the Joe Barton, Danny Gatton and the Charlie Christian. It's double bound and they're just fantastic. They really are. I think he's made over 200 Telecasters.
Has he?
I think he have, yeah.
And you got most of them?
Oh, 3 of them.
Yeah.
And there's always a couple coming, which people should come and buy, you know.
So when I interviewed Dave here, in that very chair, may I say? Yeah.
Right.
You mentioned one musician, and that musician was you, right?
Because I spent a lot of money with him, you know.
What's your thoughts on Dave, though? You know, Dave as a character.
He's a great guitar player, and he underrates himself big time.
Yeah.
He's a fantastic blues guitar player, slide guitar player. And he ain't like me singing it, but he's a genius. I mean, look at the guitars he makes. Look at the acoustics he makes. You know, fantastic they are. And if I thought they were crap, I wouldn't have one.
No. I mean, I think we both said the same thing earlier, how humble he is. And
he's a lovely guy.
He just puts himself down all the time, doesn't he?
He's a lovely guy, he is.
And we went into Dearneley Corner. You went to Dearneley Corner when you came in. I call that Dearneley Corner over there, where all his acoustics are.
There's 4 there, isn't there?
You grabbed one down and started playing it. Was he someone you would have seen playing with Snatch It Back years ago when you were young, maybe?
I've seen Dave play, you know, for years. And then I met him properly in 2014 when he did some work on a Gret 6120 for me. And we've been mates ever since, you know.
Yeah.
He does all my stuff.
He's a bit of a legend in my eyes, you know.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
He's kind of Welsh, isn't he, even though he's from Yorkshire, you know.
Oh, he's definitely Welsh.
Yeah.
He's got Welsh mannerisms. He says ma'am for a start.
Yeah, I got it loads of times for Dave. You grew up in Blackwood, of course. So,
yes, centre of the universe.
Centre of the universe, yeah, of course. And so that would have been in the early 90s.
No, I was born in 92.
Yeah, so in the early 90s you were a young kid. Just trying to tie it in with the Manics, you know, when the Manics were at the peak, the Manic Street Preachers.
Oh, I don't remember that. It's not my music, is it?
Because they were from...
they're from Blackwood, yeah.
Yeah.
And they're nice people.
Does it mean anything to you that, you know, you're from the hometown of the Manic Street Preachers?
Nothing at all. Well, I'm only being honest. I mean, they're a great band, but it's not my thing.
I just wondered whether in terms of in Blackwood, whether it's all musicians have that kind of...
No, I don't think so.
Thing. No? They're the biggest band apart from yourself.
Oh, no, they're bigger than... Oh, edit that. They're bigger than me.
Did you play Blackwood Miners, I suppose, much?
No, I've never played Blackwood Miners, no.
Not a venue that you would...
I'd like to play there, but I've never played there.
And how do you get so many gigs? Because, how many gigs have you played, do you think?
Oh, in my life? 2,500 maybe?
Yeah.
I do 300 a year, other than COVID, Didn't do nothing in COVID.
So how on earth do you get all those gigs?
Persistent, don't I? I think they give me a gig so I leave them alone, you know. Persistence is key.
So give me an example, right? You want to do a gig at a venue. What's the James Oliver approach to getting a gig?
Well, I don't ask them to book us. I tell them they should.
Right.
And that's it, really.
You ring them up and give them the old
But
brand.
it's normally on email. I got a generic email written I can copy and paste, you see.
Okay, yeah.
And it's got all the stuff on it,
And I suppose it's got lists of all the venues you've played.
List of gigs and people we've opened for and things, achievements, sort of thing,
And that obviously
And
works.
it makes you look better than you are then,
Well, you must be fairly good to get 2,500 gigs. You just come back from Tampa Blues Festival, of course, haven't you?
Yeah, we did,
You played there a few times before, I think.
12 times.
What's your thoughts on that?
I think it's one of the best festivals in the UK. It's packed. It's really good.
And what's the I've not actually been to Tampa Blues Festival, so for somebody who hasn't been there, what's it like in terms of the venues and the kind of people?
Well, you have the De Valence, which is the main stage, of course, with ticketed acts. Then all the pubs and bars and clubs have the free acts. You know what I mean? So we've done the main stage I think we've done it twice, and then we do the bars as well. We did the ex-servicemen's club this year, and it was so packed they turned 100 people away. And then you get disappointed people, but what can you do with it? There's only so many you can sneak in through the fire escape, Steve.
Yeah. What about the blues in general these days, 2022? How healthy is the blues scene at the moment, and where do you see yourself fitting into it?
There's loads of blues festivals, hundreds of them all over the UK. There's great blues festivals in Europe as well. I mean, I don't really see the band as a blues band. It's more of like a rock and roll band to me. 50s R&B rock and roll band.
Yeah.
But we do the blues circuit, and I won one of them blues awards, But I wouldn't say we're blues. I mean, we can't play blues. We've never suffered. Like Muddy Waters did. To me, that's the blues. Muddy Waters, Howlin' Wolf, John Lee Hooker, Charlie Patton, Robert Johnson, Elmo James, millions of them, That's the real stuff.
Yeah.
There's some good bands out now. Cinelli Brothers. There's a guy called Connor Selby. He's a great guitar player, sort of singer. There's lots of people.
Because from your stuff that you do online, when you show different albums and this, that, and the other.
Oh yeah, you've seen that of him.
I mean, you got like an encyclopedic knowledge.
I got a few about 3,000 records.
Of music, and you keep on buying stuff. More, you're still buying vinyl, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I don't just buy blues. I buy rock and roll, rockabilly, blues, country, western swing, some guitar-based jazz, some rock stuff. I love Captain Beefheart and Zappa. Lots of different things, Like you did the Talking Heads. I like the Talking Heads. I like lots of stuff.
And that's another thing you've imposed on your parents over the years, I guess.
What's that, sorry?
Playing loud music out them on vinyl as well as guitar, yeah?
Quite right.
What was it? What were your folks? What kind of music were they?
My father likes like Rory Gallagher and Pink Floyd and the Eagles and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And my mother likes M People and things like that.
So were either of them any kind of influence on you as a kid, getting you in
Peter,
bought you that first guitar?
Peter Green's Fleetwood Mac, innit?
Yeah.
Rory Gallagher live in Europe. I like Pink Floyd. I like the Eagles, but it's not music I choose to play. I think Joe Walsh is great.
Rory Gallagher would be up there for you as a guitarist.
Oh, he's great, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, wonderful.
Have you got a Rory Gallagher looking telly by any chance?
No, well, I got a 63 telly, and he got a late 50s one in there, which was an Esquire, which is the same colour, blonde. Like that 74 one over there. Don't pan the camera because you can't see it.
So tell me about America, when you went to America, because it was like that was a massive thing for you. Yeah, so give us a bit of detail about the tour, where you went, how you set it up, kind of people you met.
Well, there's a guy on Facebook called Glenn Hawley, and he owns Danny Gatton, who was one of my favourites, He owns his 1954 Gibson ES 295, which may be Scotty Moore's as well. And Glenn follows my videos. I put little clips up on YouTube and Facebook and that, And he said to me, have you ever been? I said, no. I said, I've never been able to get anybody to book one. He said, I'll do it. And the amount of people have said that to me, you never believe. And it happened. And we did 5 gigs, and we sold 300 tickets for the one. I played Gatton's guitar. We recorded one of the gigs and released a CD from it. And the record shops were amazing. The food was amazing. It was just amazing. I'm going again.
Well, of course, yeah, good.
Longer, 2 weeks.
Oh, well then. Playing Danny's guitar, what was that like for you?
Well, it was amazing. The first gig we did, we had the Gatton 295, and a gentleman by the name of Frank turned up, and he had the custom shop Gatton's double neck, the baritone. Oh wow! The Gatton played.
I think I saw a picture.
Yeah, he played on the Conan O'Brien show, and Frank was a lovely guy, and he turned up with a 51 telly for me to play on the Sunday, which was just that is the holy grail for me,
Yeah.
It used to be a 61 Strat, but I got 2 of them now. So the next one now is a 50 to 53 telly.
What was the reaction of the American music fans to you as this, guy from some place called Wales? They'd probably never even heard of Wales.
Well, they thought it was in England, which
Yeah,
really annoyed
yeah,
me.
yeah.
It's Wales, country.
Yeah.
I didn't. They got my humour, which I was surprised about. But I was a bit apprehensive because I'm playing American music to Americans.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But they clapped every solo I played, which was bizarre. So I played some real stinkers, to see if they clapped for them as well.
Yeah.
And they did.
Yeah.
It was just wonderful. It was.
And these venues, in terms of like the circuit, and where were you in the States, by the way?
It was mainly Connecticut.
Okay, and is that like a particular kind of blues circuit there, is it?
No, it was just that's where Glenn lived, and that's
Rock
what
and
we
roll,
booked.
Yeah.
We did 4 bar gigs and 1 ticketed gig. The ticketed gig was on Carter Farm. Lots of people that played there. Are you familiar with the guitar player Duke Robillard?
No.
Amazing blues guitar player. He played there.
Yeah, you know your stuff in terms of those musicians.
Well, that's
a
what I like to
zillion
see.
times more. Yeah. So I mean, that's what I say. You've got that mind. You've got like a jackdaw mind of music. So Carter Farm,
Yeah.
the uninitiated, which is me. Tell me why it's a special place.
It's just a farm. It's great, and they've got a stage, and lots of people go there. Google it. You can stay there as well. I did.
And how did you set up in terms of like the mechanics or the logistics of touring and stuff?
Well, a guy called Brant Taylor, a friend of Glenn's, he got the musicians for me, and helped Glenn book the gigs. So it was Glenn and Brant,
So you didn't have to you took your guitar?
Didn't take
with you?
anything.
Nothing.
Just myself.
Right.
And I played Gatton's guitar all weekend.
And they just sorted you out with nice amps wherever you went to?
I had Brant lent me an amp, like a deluxe reverb sort of thing. That's what I like, and it's great.
And when are you going back?
September next year.
Okay, and what's the plan for that one?
More gigs.
Anything?
New York.
Okay.
That's being worked on. I say as we speak, in relative terms. I'd like to go to Texas, but not on this run. That may be 24. I got connections working on that one as well. So we'll see what happens. I've just been offered a gig for 2025. I didn't take it though. You don't know, do you?
So how many gigs have you currently got lined up?
Well, for next year so far?
So far, yeah.
I got 30 gigs in December. There's another week left. This last week of November we're filming this. I got Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 2 Sunday. For next year I got 250 confirmed so far. But of course, stuff will come in as you go as well,
And
various events and things.
And I've noticed this some of the gigs you do. I mean, you're doing some serious miles. You went to only gone up to Scotland, or you've been to
But
Scotland?
we're going to Edinburgh Friday.
Yeah. Which is a 6-hour drive there.
But it's people like we've played in Sweden, Norway, Finland, France, Ireland, Scotland, America, Holland, etc. But people, there's some idiots on Facebook that really got a problem with the miles I do. Like I'll say, right, we're playing Edinburgh Blues Club tonight. It's a good fee and it's a ticketed gig and we've sold X amount of tickets. And they'll go, oh, nice local gig then. But what's the point in just playing local when you can see different countries and see different things and it's nice to be asked, I think.
Oh, it's fantastic. And you also work with various musicians when you play as well. Like people back you up. Don't they?
You know why, don't you? Because none of them can keep up with the gig schedule. I kill them. So I got about 5 drummers and about 5 bass players.
Yeah.
I had to burn them out,
And that depends where you are. Is it the one?
Yeah, I mean, I've got a bass player up north, Jack. Mark Kemmel, the drummer, does 80% of them. Mike Hoddenot, Sean, who plays with you. Ian from Snatch It Back. Billy Higgins from Snatch It Back plays bass with me sometimes. Patrick Farrell does a majority, along with a guy called Chris Bywater from Biff Wells. I've got an upright bass player for Rockabilly gigs, Tony Biggs, who was great. So there's lots of different people, When I go to Sweden, Mickey Fennell and Peter Sundar play with me, and Mickey's the booking agent as well. Mickey's great.
So you played with some amazing people, actually, haven't you? I mean, you must. We've
open for a few, why?
Musicians you must really respect. So, what's the kind of the one? Any particularly memorable gigs?
Well, we've done gigs with Bill Kirchin, and I got up with Bill. We supported Albert Lee twice. Greg Koch, who was just insane. But I did the tour with Billy Bremner from Rockpile. I love Rockpile. One of Edmonds, Welsh.
Yeah, tell us about that. Because when you were having a bash on the guitar earlier, you had this rhythm going.
Oh, the Raka Raka,
the Raka Raka. So,
that's Mickey G and Edmonds, isn't it?
Yeah, it takes us into that territory. So I watched them playing.
Sorry.
That's all right.
That's my mother.
Another gig coming in.
That's my mother.
I was watching a Rockpile gig from years ago the other day. It was some sort of special they did. What did you like about them? Because
songs.
And that Raka Raka kind
I
of
love the
thing
Raka
runs through
Raka,
it, doesn't
but
it?
they got songs.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm in this category. There's many guitar players that can play, but haven't got songs. I love the songs. Edmonds is fantastic. Billy's fantastic. Nick Lowe's fantastic. Terry, what a drummer, you know.
And you said Mickey G is a guitarist.
Mickey G's probably my favourite of all time. I never got to see him play, but to me, that's how you play the guitar, you know, with the Raka Raka, the check sort of stuff, the picking sort of stuff.
And that's what we've been talking about blues, but when I saw you play recently at the Earl Hague, and you got up, Anonymous Iconoclast were playing there, so I was there with Sean and Keo.
Yeah, Sean's great. And Keo.
And then you got up and because I hadn't actually been in a room where you'd been playing before.
That's lucky.
I was surprised how rock and roll it was, kind of rockabilly and rock and roll.
It's very rockabilly, rock and roll. I mean, I love blues.
Yeah.
I love Hubert Sumlin as a guitar player, and Johnny Guitar Watson and Pat Hay, and all the jump blues guys, T-Bone Walker, Junior Watson, Duke Robillard. There's millions of them, Hollywood Fats. But I'm rock and roll in the 50s though.
50s.
Yeah, rock and roll, rockabilly. That's that's what sort of the style.
Does that tie in with the guitars that you use at all in terms of the twanginess of
maybe I should play like a 295 or something.
Yeah,
but I like Telecasters.
Something. Like, yeah, sure. We got a lovely little amp down here for you. Is that amp okay for you?
Yeah, anything will do. So you've got the twang on the guitar. This with the Garton pickup there. Then you've got the middle position, which is more of a. Then you've got the neck position with the. And of course, the Raka Raka. So that's the sort of stuff I like,
That's lovely. When did you realise you were any good at guitar playing?
Oh, I don't think I am. I'm all right. But I mean,
It must have been. Were you just naturally a good guitarist as a kid? Did it just come to you straight away, or did you work your ass off to get to the level you're at now?
I play all the time.
Yeah.
Play in the house all the time. So I do work hard at it,
And was that a case of working on different kind of scales? And
yeah, I like all these open string things. And all these different things, Just lots of stuff I like, So it's not a chore to play.
So for someone who can't play anywhere near as well as you, which by the way is me, yeah?
Oh, you probably could.
How could you? How long would it take me to learn something like that?
What, that open string lick?
Yeah.
10 minutes? It's honestly, Steve, it's not as hard as you think. Smoke and mirrors.
Because you play with a lot of speed, though, don't you?
I do, yeah.
So talking of smoke and mirrors, can you sometimes get away with stuff by playing so fast?
No, because you've got to play every note clean, haven't you?
Yeah.
Don't ask me to play anything fast now, because I haven't warmed up.
Yeah. You got like favourite kind of chords you use or anything like this?
Well, I like the sixes.
Yeah.
And the nines. And put the diminished in and stuff, But I like the Raka Rack, That's what I really like. That's the rhythm I like.
Because that's got the energy, hasn't it?
Yeah, it makes people dance. And the whole point of my band is to make people dance and smile. If they don't leave with a smile on their face, what's the point? There's too many musicians who are too boring and dour, Amazing players, but boring.
Yes. And you have that sense of humour which comes across.
Oh yeah, I had to take the piss out of the whole crowd.
Yeah. So have you got like, is that totally spontaneous?
Spontaneous. What I see and what I hear. Because I hear people say things in the crowd and I pick it up and say it over the mic,
And you said that even went down in America. They
were
were you
good.
able to take nick out of people over there, were you?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
The line was Americans are so American. That's what they were really. Like the cliche American things. Some of it was fantastic. It was like being in a film.
Yeah, because I suppose you could literally, I'm not asking you to do it, but you could literally probably reel off 50 guitarists straight out of your head that you like, probably.
Oh, I'd forget some, and then I'd watch it back, and I'd be annoyed.
Yes.
That I missed out so and so.
Yeah, I wouldn't ask you to do it, but I mean that kind of Americanness, I suppose, does it run through what you're about?
Yeah, but I don't want to sing with I can't sing, but I don't want to sing with an American accent.
What first got you into that kind of influence?
Well, singing.
No, the American kind of stuff.
Because it's just better than the British, isn't it? Just is, I think.
And you were buying records as a kid, were you?
If Mickey was American, he would have been mega, 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 mega.
Yeah.
But he was from Cardiff. And somebody got to be, haven't they?
We'll take that from someone from Blackwood, yeah. But
Yes.
you can get away with that one.
Of course.
I don't know whether you wanted to have a walk around and have a little look at a couple of stores, or whether I'd really like to get you to play something more. If you had to, Mickey G's right up there for you.
Yeah, Mickey G, yeah.
So, would you have a top 5? And could you tell me why?
Oh, God. I love Mick Green
Right. So
from the Pirates.
Tell us about that.
Because when Mick plays, he plays sort of like... It's sort of... It once inspired Wilco Johnson, who died today, you know.
Yeah, I was going to mention Wilco.
Yeah, Wilco's an influence.
You met Wilco, you played with Wilco.
And then I've played with him, but I met him a couple of times.
Any thoughts on Wilco as a guitarist?
Unique. Nothing flash, but, all that. He has a style, and it's unique to him, and I think that's great.
Yeah. Of course, there was a tour a couple of years ago, I think it was, where he'd been unwell, and then all of a sudden he came through it. And
that was great, but it's sad
sad that
Mick Green, Mickey G, I love Elmo James. Slide playing.
Oh, we haven't got a slide on you, have we?
I'm going to slide on me now.
Yeah. We can probably get you one.
Nah, we're not going to do any slide. We leave that to the door.
Because you got the Raikuda shirt on as well.
Oh, I love Rai, yeah.
Right,
best gig I ever seen in London, in the Cadogan, yeah, fantastic.
What was so great about that gig?
He's just Raikuda, and he got the feel, he got the touch. Amazing. Edmonds I like.
Yeah.
I really like early Johnny Guitar Watson when he was doing more bluesy stuff. Hubert Sumlin. Oh, I just can't think. Albert Lee, Danny Gatton, Red Volkart, Bill Kirchin. Red is my favourite. I just think Red's the best in the world. I had lessons of him.
Did you?
Didn't work. I love anyone who played guitar with Captain Beefheart.
Okay.
Zuton Rolo, Gary Lucas.
So I don't get. Sorry to say it. I don't get Captain Beefheart. Probably because of
blues-based.
Because of the songs.
It's blues-based.
But is it largely to do with the musicianship and the guitar playing in it?
Well, I just thought he was weird and wonderful.
Yeah.
And I mean, I know John French, the drummer, the musical arranger, and he's a lovely guy. And I learned some of the pieces in lockdown, and they're on YouTube, and it's the hardest thing I ever learned. But it was a real sense of when you get it, like, because I do it and I send it to him, and he go 1 minute 20 to 1 minute 21 is wrong, and I'd be like, oh no, and I'm sat there looking at it for days, just one bit. But then when you get it, but it's just manic and wonderful.
So when I was a kid, I used to occasionally not go to school.
Good, I didn't like school. I would have been good on the guitar if I didn't go to school.
So we'd be playing records full blast. My parents would be in work and whatever. And my mum had a piano, so we're never any good on the piano. But I'd try and work out I'd listen to those songs and try and work them out.
Yeah.
I might not get there, but is that how you learn your stuff?
Most of it, yeah.
Yeah. So you'll sit there and you play the same bit over and over, sort of thing, will you?
Yeah, well, there was a thing on Facebook. I don't know if you've seen it, but there's a guy in America, Mark Lee Allen. He's British. He's a record dealer, and he put this solo up by George Barnes, and he said to me, "If you're going to learn that solo, I'll give you the record for free."
I haven't seen this. No.
So that was game over. I learned it, so I got the record for free. See, that's an incentive, isn't it? Great. George Barnes is another wonderful guitar player. Grady Martin, I love. Scotty Moore, Cliff Gallup.
So tell us about Scotty Moore. So for the people. There may be some people who've never heard of Scotty Moore.
Well, if they haven't, they should be ashamed.
They should be, but tell us about.
Well, he's Elvis's guitar player, He's all them classic, Mr. Train. He's all that. He's the wrist behind Elvis. He's all that stuff.
That's great. I love all
but
that.
But it doesn't sound as good without the echo. You got to have the echo.
Yeah.
It's like kryptonite. You got to have the echo.
On my birthday, it was a couple of years ago, I was away for the weekend. There was some guy, there was a 3-piece band playing in this club. There was hardly anyone there, right? No one was listening to them, and the guy was playing a Gretsch.
Oh, I love Gretches, yeah.
Through a reverb, and they were doing rockabilly.
Yeah.
It was fantastic.
What were they called?
I honestly can't remember, but I said how great. I went to see them.
And where was the pub?
It was this was down towards Exeter on the way. My daughter's in uni in Exeter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because you should like to play there probably, wouldn't you?
There's a great guitar player from down that way called Vince Lee. Have you heard him play?
No.
Does all that jump blues stuff. Amazing.
Yeah, this guy, whoever he was great, but it was that kind of gig where no one was buying into it. They just ignored it.
Yeah, I've had them. We've all had them, you know.
I really felt for them. I was going across the road for a curry, so I was in there for a while. I heard them on the car. That was great. I made myself buy a similar Gretsch.
Yeah, I got some Gretches too.
And I realised I couldn't play it well enough. So when we played the Elvis stuff, it made me think of that, you know.
And I had one from you, in fact, a Gretsch. A 65 Country Gentleman.
Oh, right, yeah.
From Mike over there, yeah.
Yeah, and you do all the whammy.
Oh, you know, join Eddie in it.
Yeah.
If you've ever got the whammy bar, you got to go.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's a good trick. I haven't seen that trick before.
Well, it's Dwayne did it with a whammy bar
Yeah,
there,
yeah,
didn't he,
yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Peter can.
Do you snap a lot of strings?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. During gigs.
Dave said I play the guitar like I'm chopping down a tree.
That's a compliment from him.
I don't know. It did, like, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, you're certainly vigorous. I mean, when you were down the Earl Hay.
You should come and see a full show.
Yeah.
For the full experience.
Yes. Yeah, I noticed. First thing you notice about how loud you are. I mean, you're loud as hell, you know.
Well, I disagree with it, because if you play this amp now,
yeah,
I sound twice as loud as you because I attack the guitar. I don't tickle it. See.
No.
I'm quite insulted by that. You're loud as hell.
Did you use a certain kind of pick or anything?
Yeah, one of them. Flex 50.
And what's that? Oh, it's quite a bendy one, actually.
Yeah, do you want to feel?
Wow.
You know why, don't you?
Didn't expect that.
It's to do this. All that Dick Dale surf stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I like all the ventures.
Do you do much of that in your sets?
Yeah, we do ventures and I love the shadows as well.
Right.
Love the shadows. Classman.
Nice.
I love all that stuff. Bend the neck.
You don't miss not having the whammy on it?
No, because you go. Bend the neck, see? And then Dave shouts at me. But it's fine.
Yeah, Dave would hate that, wouldn't he?
Oh, no, he doesn't hate it, man. He loves it.
The pickups on there, are they kind of, special pickups you wanted on there too, yeah?
I got my other one as well. Joe Barn, Danny Gatton.
Yeah.
And the Charlie Christian, which is the configuration that Gatton used, Red Volca used it. It's perfect because you get the...
The single chord?
It's like a stacked thing in it.
Yeah.
Some people say it doesn't sound like a telly, but it does to me.
It does to me too, yeah.
It's just a bit of a hot test. So you got the... Three voices.
Oh, yeah.
Got the three sounds, you know.
What would be your advice for young up-and-coming guitar players, James?
Don't bother. No, I'm only joking. Just enjoy it, practice.
Anything, you know, if you were starting out fresh now, to sort of, you know, how to learn, how to
But it's all on YouTube, isn't it?
Where you can play a bit.
It's all on YouTube. Just go on there. Everything's on there.
Just play and play and play, I suppose.
Yeah, practice and enjoy it. Don't do it to be famous. That's stupid. Just enjoy it, innit?
Is there like a simple scale you'd
Not blues scale, I mind a pentatonic.
Yeah.
If you want to play country, learn a major pentatonic, you know? That's fine. It'd be lovely. Learn all the modes, so you get all the different, you know. You know, so you get a bit more flavour in your playing, like, you know.
Yeah.
But I mean, this is fun as well. No, that's all right as well, isn't it?
Wow, I wish I could play guitar like that. I haven't got the dexterity in my fingers. You know, I can't get my fingers to move so quickly. You know.
How can the brain so small move his fingers so fast? There's a punchline for you.
Tell us about. You said you threw it in there.
Oh, I did.
I'm looking at the medals up there. Yeah. Yeah, you said.
What's that for? Guitar shop of the year?
Well, I'm not sure.
Mike bought them for himself.
Probably, but you said you threw it in the conversation. You won some award.
Oh, I won the UK Blues Award in 2020, and I was nominated in 2021, but I didn't win. But it doesn't matter.
So that's quite a special thing.
Well, it is, but it's the old Oliver luck in it. I won during the global pandemic, so I couldn't push the fact on the gigs,
right.
you know.
Yeah, yeah. But
Mum likes it. It's on the mantelpiece.
You must be quite proud of it, though, really.
No, really, it's all right tonight. It's good, but it's not the be all and end all, is it?
So I think you just turned 30.
I am. I'm old now. Yeah. I'm going bald as well, like you.
Well, you got plenty of time to catch up with me, then.
I nominated transplant.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm going to do more gigs to get a transplant.
Doing
In
it-
Turkey.
Doing Elton.
Yeah, wig.
What you still want to do? What are some things you
I
still
want to play in Japan.
right?
That's what I keep gigging as much as I can. 7 a week for the rest of my life. That's about it, really.
And Japan because
Well, they love rock pile. They love rock and roll over there. You know, I've been to America now, haven't I? So go to as many countries as we can.
is there anyone you still want to meet or anyone you still want to play with, or are you still
Red Volkart.
Yeah.
Yeah, Red. I don't know. I'd like to meet Rye. I wouldn't play in front of him. I'd be too nervous. You know, yeah.
He's right up there for you, Raku,
Yeah,
is he?
definitely.
Yeah.
And David Lindley.
And what would you approach these guys then? How do you because you have friends of friends and things like how it works?
Well, I know people that would know people that know him. Yeah, I suppose I do. Yeah.
And would you be cheeky enough? You would, wouldn't you?
Well, to ask to
Yeah,
meet them. I
yeah.
would ask to meet them. Yeah.
And so when you get to America next time, you're going to try and make some of those.
No.
Yeah.
Because I know that Red will come over here one, and I've had lessons off Red, and he's a lovely guy, and he's an amazing guitar player, and and I speak to him not in a regular, and I'd like to play with him, if he'd let me, We could do Working Man Blues, and I like to say that I played Working Man Blues with one of Merlager's guitar players. I can retire then, can't I?
Do you want to play a little bit of it now?
No.
No?
Just in case he watches it. What was it? Oh, see, look. That's like the lick. Whatever then, you know. See, I'm even nervous thinking about it.
Yeah, it's nice to see actually that you look up to other guitarists.
Oh, they got him now.
But there must be a lot of guitarists who look up to you.
Oh, I doubt it. I wouldn't if I was me. No, not really. Copy everybody else, would I?
Well, I don't know about that. You do it fairly well, James. Have you? I don't know whether you wanted to make. Do you want to maybe play a bit of Raka Raka to play us out, or do you got anything you want to talk?
No, I'll tell you what I'll do to play us out.
Yeah.
There we are. That's played us out.
That's great.
Is that finished now?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, James. Thanks very much.
Appreciate it. Nice one.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Brilliant.